Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Cards with Michelle. My name's Michelle Zanovich, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come to you every weekday morning at 8 and on Saturdays at 9 to start our day with a little creativity and fun. Today and all of this week, I'll be using the Forever Greenery Suite. Now, on Saturday, I did a 2-card project with this cute little triangle box. And so if you missed that, you can go catch my video from Saturday's Crafty Saturday. But all week I'm showcasing this beautiful suite of products. This is the card we're making today. And it uses some Scrappy piecing techniques that are pretty popular right now. So on Saturday, I showed you that I had created this kind of visual collage so I can just pull it out when I'm crafting to see what die cut images come with the Forever Flourishing dies, as well as what each stamp looks like and our sentiments and the 2 mini embossing folders that come with it. And on this side, I had created a collage of all of the designer series papers as well as the coordinating cardstock that goes along with this suite. Well, I was left, these are 2x2 squares that I did, and I was left with some 2-inch basically scrap pieces of paper. Now, this paper is too pretty to waste, and I certainly didn't want to just throw them in the trash. So what I did was I created this lovely card using those strips of 2-inch paper. Now I did cut it down to 1/4 inch or 1 3/4, but you know, I feel a lot better accidentally throwing away 1/4 inch of paper as opposed to a 2-inch strip. All right, so I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. And I'm going to show you how to make this card, because when you make this card on your own, you're going to think, Michelle, what in the world were you thinking? All right, and I'll show you why. So our cardstock that we need today, we have a card base that measures 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5.5. All measurements can be found later on my blog at www.makingmemorieswithmichelle.com. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Janine. And good morning, Michelle from Virginia Beach. It's a great day to see everybody. Okay, so thick whisper white cardstock for my base. I'm using the same color scheme that I used on Saturday because I loved it so much. This is Shaded Spruce at 5 1/4 by 4, and this is Soft Sea Foam, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And you can see that I ran it through one of the Greenery mini embossing folders. And you see, it only did this much, but that's okay because that's just the amount of texture that I need. I'll show you how it works in a bit. Finally, I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock that measures 4 3/4 by 3.5. Well, not finally, that's the cardstock. And now I have some 3.5 by 1 3/4 inch strips of our Forever Greenery Designer Series paper. So if you have your Stampin' Trimmer handy, which I'm sure you do, we're going to take these strips and we're going to cut from diagonal to diagonal, or from corner to corner, okay? And it's super easy to do that because you line up one corner here on your on that trough or that tray there, and you're going to line up both corners. Just hold it down and then cut. So you're going to have a couple triangles, right triangles, if you've cut your paper correctly. Okay, and we're going to do it again. Now, truly, you only need 3 pieces, but I cut 4 just to make sure that I liked the patterns that I had. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to find here it is. Let's say my silicone mat. Okay, we're going to use liquid glue and lay this down. And before we do, I just want to kind of lay out the pattern that I'm looking for. Okay. Let's see here. Oops. I just like to get a visual image of what I'm doing first. That way, there are very few surprises later on. You're going to alternate the way your triangles go, as well as alternating your patterns. And it's Monday morning, so if things aren't going exactly right, that's my excuse. I cut that one weird. Okay? And for now, I really like that one. Okay? And it looks like I'm just making a mess. And you're probably right. You're probably extremely right. Okay? We're going to go with that. And start laying down your layers. Now we're going to go back and trim that up so it doesn't have to be exact on the top and the bottom. Okay? I kind of like that idea. Have you made one of these Scrappy cards before? Leave me a comment below if you have. Comment Scrappy if you've made one of these cards in the past. Jennifer says yes, she has. Let's use, that one seems short. Here like that. Now visually, this is not what I'm not sure, right? You look at this and you think, oh, what is she doing? And why? That might be a better question. Why is she doing it like that? We're going to let this glue dry a minute. We're going to come back and trim that up. But I don't want to trim it with wet glue. All right? So in the meantime, I used the Painted Labels dies to cut out this little swirly stitched frame or label. And I have my Shaded Spruce ink pad. And I used the Forever Fern stamp set to stamp my sentiment. To a friend that makes me smile. And then I've also cut out some of these die cuts in Shaded Spruce and one in vellum. So we're just going to build some layers all over this card. So we'll begin with some Shaded Spruce. And my layer of soft seafoam. Storm is sitting here snoring in her basket. Oh, it's funny. Okay. That's still a little bit tacky. So I'm going to grab my older paper cutter here because I don't want tacky glue all over my trimmer. Okay. And I'm just going to trim the ends down. Until I get the size that I want, or until all of my edges are nice and clean. So we trimmed off all the excess. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of that. Now when you're doing a whole big piece here, just take the edge off your dimensional backing. I find that this is very, very helpful. And they tear so easily, like so. Right, so you're just making your border, and then we'll add a few more on the inside. I love dimensionals. I discovered these when my son was in high school, and he had to do a big, I don't know, history project or something. I didn't have Stampin' Up! Stuff then, but boy, were they fun to play with. Okay, no. Whoops, that's not ribbon. Okay, sorry. Look, I've used this whole spool already. Wow, that's from that Forever, or Flowers for Every Season. Huh. I think I'm gonna have to get more. Ta-da! Look, I have more. You should always buy extras. Because what if, like me, you were crafting and you didn't have enough? That would be awful, wouldn't it? Make sure your leaves are going in the right direction, and I'm just going to tuck this behind, attach it here to a dimensional because they're already sticky on the back. Maybe. Like so. And this is going to go right here. The best laid plans, right? It's Monday. There ought to be a song about Mondays. I think there is, right? Several of them. Okay. There. I really know what I'm doing this morning. I know it doesn't look like it. Okay. Now I have this greenery, and we can attach that with some liquid glue. Just a little few dots, because we're going to hold dimensionals on there as well. I'm just kind of tacking it to hold it down. I just love this. I think this would be a great new suite for my sister. Did I tell you she's moving to Seattle? So I'm a little bit jealous. Okay, I'm a lot jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they deserve it. They've worked so hard. And I'm really happy. But, oh, the Northwest is home. It's where my heart lives. I'm pretty sure it does. And now 4 pieces of my heart are going to Seattle. Okay, and don't worry about that glue on that showing, because we're going to cover it up with this, okay? So I'm going to hold that down until it adheres. In the meantime, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back here. And I'm going to trim the edges of those stems. They're just a little bulky and a little too long. So this is too short to tie a bow, so I'm really glad I have this other spool of ribbon. I'm going to come over here and tie a faux bow. Like so. And then, of course, I have these holiday rhinestone jewels. Again, because they match and are so very pretty. And there we go. 2 cards using the same technique. A little bit different looks depending on the papers that you choose. But, oh, Janine, I love your comment. You didn't know how it was going to turn out. You know, I felt the same way when I made it. I'm like, oh my goodness, that is not a beautiful card. But it did turn out pretty nice, didn't it? Even for a Monday morning. So thanks for watching me, everyone. I'll have all the dimensions and cutting directions over on my blog at www.makingmemorieswithmichelle.com. If you're interested in the Forever Greenery sweet, please let me know, and I'd be happy to help you make some shopping decisions. Until tomorrow, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye-bye.